Okay, so picture this. A place that holds the keys to the future of food,
A frozen vault
buried deep
deep inside a mountain.
on a remote Arctic island.
That's the Svalbard Global Seed Vault.
And today, we're diving into why this project is so vital.
But also faces...
Facing some pretty serious challenges.
Yeah, it's often called the Doomsday Vault.
Which,
Yeah.
it is a little dramatic, don't you think?
Yeah, a bit dramatic. It's less about some far-off apocalypse and more about safeguarding our food supply
Against
very real threats.
that we face right now.
Right now, exactly.
Like natural disasters.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Or even something like a funding crisis
That happened.
at a seed bank.
Yeah, Svalbard acts as an insurance policy for the world's food supply.
We're talking over 1.3 million seed samples from almost every single country.
It's amazing.
But, and here's where it gets really interesting, even this fortress of genetic diversity
Yeah,
isn't immune to the
the
challenges
challenges of a changing world.
of a changing world.
Yeah. And the stakes couldn't be higher because this isn't just about abstract ideas of biodiversity. Just imagine a future where a devastating blight,
Like a disease.
like a
Wow.
disease, wipes out a staple crop, like rice.
Oh, wow.
The seed vault could hold the key to finding a resistant variety, potentially saving millions from starvation.
Wow.
That's what this all boils down to, the future of food security for everyone on the planet.
It's like a global backup drive
Yes.
for our crops,
Yes.
but with real-world
Real world.
life or death.
Exactly.
circumstances.
Stakes, high stakes.
And speaking of its global importance, Benin, Armenia, and Indonesia
Oh, wow.
recently made their first ever deposits to the vault. That's a pretty big deal.
It really is. This tells us that even countries with their own robust seed banks recognize the need for a global safety net,
Yeah.
because ultimately food security is a global issue.
Sure.
What happens in one corner of the world affects us all.
Yeah, for sure. That brings us to a somewhat unsettling point. This global lifeline,
Yeah.
this vault, is facing some serious threats.
Yeah,
And we're not talking about some squirrels trying to raid the seeds.
No.
This is about
This is big stuff.
climate change and
Yeah.
geopolitical tensions.
Unfortunately, yes. And ironically, the same remoteness that makes this vault so secure, this island in the Svalbard archipelago, also makes it incredibly vulnerable.
Because we're talking about a place where the Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet.
Yeah, you said it, twice as fast.
Twice as fast.
And that means melting permafrost, which is a huge problem considering this vault is built directly into a frozen mountain.
So, explain, like, permafrost is?
Yeah, permafrost is essentially permanently frozen ground.
Okay,
And when it thaws due to rising temperatures, it can cause all sorts of problems.
for sure.
There have already been incidents of water intrusion at the vault.
Oh, no.
Thankfully, the water didn't reach the seeds themselves, but it's a stark reminder of how real this threat is.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call.
So if rising temperatures weren't enough of a concern, we also have to think about geopolitical tensions in the region.
Exactly. We can't ignore that Russia sees the Svalbard archipelago as strategically important.
Right.
With NATO expansion, which is essentially a military alliance between North American and European countries, and increased military activity in the Arctic, Russia is concerned about its security in the region.
Okay.
This raises concerns about the potential for this remote location to become a point of conflict, unfortunately.
So we have this vital resource, this treasure trove of agricultural biodiversity facing down some of the most pressing global challenges of our time. It's a bit of a nail-biter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there hope for the seed vault's future? I have to admit that is a little worrying, but I'm hoping you have some good news for us. What's being done to protect this invaluable resource?
Well, the Norwegian government, which operates the vault, is taking its role as guardian very seriously, I can tell you that. They've been really proactive in making improvements to lessen the risks.
That's reassuring. What kind of improvements are we talking about? Give us the details.
So they've actually made several significant upgrades.
Okay.
Like, for example, they moved the transformer station out of the access tunnel.
Okay, why move the transformer station? I'm curious.
Yeah, it was producing too much heat, which could contribute to the permafrost thawing. They've also added drainage ditches on the mountainside to channel meltwater away from the entrance.
Oh, it's cool.
And they built waterproof walls inside the access tunnel, kind of as an extra layer of protection.
Wow, that's impressive. It's amazing to see this level of ingenuity and dedication going into protecting the vault. But are these measures enough? Are we holding back the tide, or can we actually turn the tide?
That's the million-dollar question. While these improvements are crucial, they're, in a way, reactive. The long-term viability of the seed vault depends on addressing the root causes, right? Tackling climate change
Right.
and mitigating these geopolitical tensions.
Yeah.
Both are tall orders, for sure.
No kidding. But there's more good news, right?
Yes,
What about the new access tunnel and service building I've heard about? That sounds promising.
absolutely. These are big steps forward in terms of long-term planning and resilience.
Okay.
The new access tunnel will improve safety and provide a dedicated route for equipment and personnel separate from the seed storage area.
So it's like a dedicated service entrance.
Exactly. Keeps everything separate, more organized.
I like it.
And the new service building will house critical infrastructure like emergency power and refrigeration units,
Right.
which further protects the vault from potential disruptions.
So they're giving the seed vault a serious upgrade.
Yeah.
While simultaneously addressing the larger threats, at least in some way.
It's a two-pronged approach
Yeah.
to securing the future of food.
And speaking of vision, the creators of the seed vault, Dr. Jeffrey Houghton and Dr. Carrie Fowler, recently won the 2024 World Food Prize. That's a huge honor.
Absolutely.
And it speaks to the global significance of their work.
Absolutely. The World Food Prize recognizes individuals who've made exceptional contributions to improving the quality, quantity, or availability of food in the world.
Yeah.
And you could argue that Hought and Fowler have done all three. Their work on the seed vault is a testament to the power of international collaboration and foresight. It's a beacon of hope, I think, in a world grappling with these complex challenges.
It really is an incredible feat. But it also begs the question, what else can be done? What other innovations or collaborations could help us protect vital resources like the Svalbard Global Seed Vault in an increasingly uncertain world?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is the question.
There's no easy answer. But one crucial aspect is diversification. Right now, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault plays this unique role as this global backup. But what if there were multiple seed vaults strategically located around the world?
Like a decentralized network
I think it's
of genetic safety deposit boxes. I like it.
Exactly. This wouldn't just reduce the risk of a single point of failure, but would also empower more countries and communities to play an active role in safeguarding agricultural biodiversity.
And we can't forget about the role of technology. We're living in an age of incredible scientific advancements. Could we use things like gene editing or cryopreservation to make our crops more resilient to climate change?
Absolutely. There's already fascinating research happening in these areas. For example, scientists are exploring ways to use CRISPR technology to develop crops that are more resistant to drought, pests, and diseases.
So instead of just preserving the seeds themselves, we could potentially be enhancing their genetic potential to withstand future challenges. That's incredible.
Precisely. It's about combining the wisdom of the past with the tools of the future. And it's not just about high-tech solutions either. There's a growing movement to revive traditional farming practices and indigenous knowledge about seed saving and crop diversity.
It's like the saying goes, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And in this case, creating food-secure future means taking a multi-pronged approach, protecting what we have, exploring new possibilities, and empowering communities around the world.
Well said. And I think that's what makes the story of the Svalbard Global Seed Vault so compelling. It's not just a storage facility, it's a symbol of our collective responsibility to safeguard the future of food.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of daunting challenges, human ingenuity and collaboration and a healthy dose of hope can make a world of difference. But this isn't just a story for scientists and policymakers, is it? This is about all of us.
You're absolutely right. No matter who you are or where you live, food connects us all. It's at the heart of our cultures, our economies, our very survival. And that's why I find the work being done to protect the Svalbard Global Seed Vault so inspiring. It's a testament to the power of human collaboration and our ability to, think beyond ourselves, plan for the long term, and really safeguard a future for generations to come.
It's a powerful message for sure. It makes you wonder, what can we do as individuals? How can we contribute to this global effort to ensure food security?
That's a great question. I think it starts with awareness. The more we understand about the challenges facing our food systems, from climate change to biodiversity loss, the better equipped we are to find solutions.
So do your research. Read up on sustainable agriculture, support local farmers, maybe even start a garden in your backyard.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps. And don't underestimate the power of your voice. Talk to your friends and family about these issues. Support policies that promote sustainable food systems.
Hold our leaders accountable
Yes.
of protecting this vital resource. Because in the end, the future of food isn't something that's just handed to us. It's something we have to actively cultivate.
Together.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, a project that holds so much hope and potential for the future.
Yeah.
But as we've discussed, its future is far from guaranteed. What are your final thoughts?
Well, I think the Svalbard Global Seed Vault really stands as this powerful symbol of hope. It's a reminder of the collective responsibility we share in ensuring a food-secure future for everyone.
It's a call to action for all of us to understand the challenges, support the solutions, and maybe even, sow the seeds of some new ideas. That's it for today's deep dive. We hope this episode has given you a lot to think about. Until next time.